Hey guys, so as you heard him from Jodysee, we are now on part 2 of our topic today. So for just a quick recap, we all introduced you guys to Jodysee, who he is, what he is to me. We started to talk about a little bit about his mental health. We talked about the gym, a little bit of spirituality. What else did we talk about with you? We started to talk about relationships too.
We started to talk about relationships, that slight bit of depression, shutting down, just trying to deal with things as men. It was a lot.
It was a lot we covered.
Yeah, we got pretty deep.
We did.
About to get deeper.
About to get deeper because the last thing we mentioned was men settling for, I guess, who they have in front of them, right? So my question is, as a man, do you feel like, I don't even know how to put it, like, even though you are not married or anything, do you believe that that's like a serious thing? Like you had someone before, like you really wish you were ready for at that time, and then it just didn't work out. So now it's like, okay, I'm with this person, so I'm trying to make all my wrongs right with this person. Or is it genuinely like, you know, didn't work out with that person, but I love this person, so I don't mind settling with this person?
I would never say it's a situation of I wasn't ready for someone who I dated at the time. I feel like everything I went through was more so a learning experience. Not to discredit whatever relationships I may have had. The famous saying is, I ain't got no exes for real, but neither here nor there.
Or all my exes live in Texas.
Like some people. But we tend to stray away from those things. Not to, like I said, discredit any relationships I may have been in, but everything that happens, you kind of just learn from.
Yeah.
You know the things to do, you know, I guess, especially as you grow up or as you become older, you realize like what's acceptable and what's not. You tend to understand person's emotions better, or like to be more graceful, or to start consider people. That's the biggest thing that I kind of learned or picked up on, that regardless of you being a individualized person within a relationship, to say you in a relationship, you got to consider that next person.
You have to all the time.
So yeah, and I wouldn't say it's a matter of settling within the relationship, but just being settled with who you are with. That's kind of how I shifted my perspective on it. And I get that it still may seem as if you are settling, but if you know the person you're with, you know, I guess the things that y'all go through, or you know the things that y'all may face, at the end of the day, you know that, okay, well, yeah, there's something we're dealing with, but now we could bounce through it, or we could get over it, or we could have the conversation at the end of the day that would put us in a better position or make us stronger to say, okay, yeah, I know that's my person. They ain't gonna push me on, or they ain't gonna stress me to that extent. Realize that every relationship, you're gonna have issues.
Yes.
Nothing is perfect at the end of the day, even though it may seem to be. Social media got us very distracted in that regard to believe that everything you see is glitter and gold. But yeah, once you actually get to know someone and spend time with someone, especially over the course of years, it's like, you don't want to be in something that you would actually be wasting your time in. And as humans, we all have free will to say, okay, well, if I with this person, if this person ain't making no sense to me, or if I'm feeling this person, let me leave. I feel like if you continue to put up a fight, or if you continue to stay in something, at the end of the day, that's not you just having an anxious attachment or having an emotional attachment, like you genuinely see yourself with that person. Now, does the person see you in the same way? You would hope.
Yeah.
But you still have to choose at the end of the day if that's what you really want. And have that conversation. Like, don't be scared to say, oh, well, yeah, I choose you, and you just leave it at that. Like, at the end of the day, if all two of y'all in a relationship, be man enough, be woman enough to say, hey, this is what we doing. I consider you in such a regard. Do you feel the same? Like, can we actually go forward, or can we actually push beyond this? If not, just let it go. And I feel like that would save everyone heartbreak and time.
And heartbreak.
Like, once you actually get through that, once you actually get past that conversation, everything after that should just click.
And then the thing is, oh, look who's walking in. Hello.
Hi. Don't mean to interrupt.
Hi.
I kind of want to stick myself in here a little bit, because I want to bring back a little bit of what Jodysee just said.
You look like one of the Bob Marley grandchildren. But continue.
You all right? But so seriously, I think in this day and age we have a very big negative connotation on the word comfortable, right? Like we hear people saying, "Oh, you're just with this person because they're comfortable," or like people get too comfortable with you and stuff like that, and we take that as a bad thing. But comfort is a part of what we as humans kind of look for when we try to survive, and it's not necessarily always a bad thing. Someone who makes you comfortable brings you a level of peace that you really cannot.
You're preaching the gospel.
That you really cannot
Song
win
of
again.
Solomon.
Because comfort is one of the most important things for us to move forward.
Yeah.
Pain is growth. We can never deny that. But in some levels, we have to have a safe space for us to know when we are pushing too hard and we need to retract, to find ourselves. And that's okay. And it's always important to have that one person in our life, especially if it's a loved one or, relationship, that we can say, okay, life is too much for me. I need my safe space. And that's okay.
Because like they say, if they're your person, not to cut you off, but if they're your person and they should be your comfort or your peace, it's almost like you're my home, away from home type of thing. Like I should be able...
This guy. You got yourself perfect in the free state.
You may want to come in closer so they can catch you in the voice. Just come right here. Join us. This episode just took a turn for...
It did.
It did. But no, seriously, like they say, like you should, if you're my person, you should be like my home from home. Like I shouldn't have to leave where I am to come to you after a long day and you come with bringing stress.
Oh, boy.
Like I'm trying to decompress. Do I need to be a rap lyric?
You're not wrong though.
Seriously, like I'm coming to you because I don't want to be stressed out no more. Like I want to decompress wherever that may lead. If you rubbing my feet or okay babe, like what happened today, like what's stressing you out, what's on your mind, like I just want to talk. Or what they call comfortable silence, like I've had a long day, we don't need to talk, like just put your finger on me and I'm good.
And that also comes with the comfortability of knowing the person you're with.
Yeah.
Knowing when, it's time to talk about things, or when, you don't need to talk. We just need to be there.
Be present.
Physically. Just be present for that person just, until they get through whatever it is they're going through. Because every conversation doesn't need to be had in that moment. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just have to know when it's time for everything. And timing is important. But yeah.
All right.
This is psychology.
Okay, comment on that.
You cannot.
So here's the thing. I've also got the question before. Run out.
Exit was not smooth.
It's fine. The authenticity. This is how we are, people. So please don't mind it. But I know, like, I always get the question, like, for someone who has, like, or prefers to have male friends than female friends, like, for you, how do you draw the line? And when they say draw the line, they mean like
Cut that off.
Right, so like for me, like people would always say like, yeah, you have like these male friends, or you have these like in particular, but y'all never like cross no lines. And it's like, I think we made like an unspoken rule, like the lines are just not to be crossed. Yeah. Like, no.
Think about it, and there's no actual blurred lines. You should be fine.
Yeah.
When you said how would I feel? How do I move? Was that in regards to like if my partner was to suggest, or what?
In terms of what?
The blend of male and female and female friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. It comes from a place of respect. If she was to make that recommendation, or if it was something that makes her feel uncomfortable, nip it in the butt.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I know people out there who would probably die on the cross or hill for their friends. But I try to avoid conflict, or what would be conflict, in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. As long as you're comfortable within our relationship, as long as you feel safe or you feel secure within that, then I'd nip it in the butt. And I know that's basically what's the word I'm looking for. Succumbing or submitting in a sense. But then, yeah, that generally just comes from a place of respect, though. Just to ensure that you're comfortable. That's just me, though. How do you feel about it? Do you ever find yourself in like conflict or having to feel like you need to distance yourself when it comes to being in a relationship?
You mean being distant from my partner?
Yeah, from like your male friends.
Yes, it's happened. It has happened before. Years ago, someone I dated, and they had an issue with one of the three of you. I think at some point it was all three of you, but it was one of the three of you in particular. And it was almost like, okay, you can't be friends with them no more. Like, I don't, the way y'all think it, like, I'm with it. Anyway,
you know,
it's that's why I'm saying now, at some point it was like the three, but there was one in particular. Well, it was two main. Let me put it was two. So there was one when the one thing that they were afraid of me doing, they did it. And then that particular friend apparently was telling them like, hey, no, what you doing is wrong. Like, you.
How could they?
So I had told them like, hey, listen, like, you telling me I gotta cut off my male friends, but the one female friend that you have that I know for sure. Y'all remember? You remember what I'm talking about? Okay.
Sure. Listen, I can't even say that.
Oh. And then there was
That's hell. Oh, fool. Right?
And then there was one where in that same situation, it wasn't neither of you, it was the other person. And when things transpired, people automatically thought that me and the other friend were dating, and they tried to put that in his head. And when they put that in his head, then it became an issue like, oh, I gotta get back with Odette. Like, right?
Moving off insecurities.
Right. And then a few years later, when things had now shifted, one party was local, the other party was now in a different country. I guess to all of the friends that were here, they, I guess, portrayed to them who was over there something was going on between me and that particular friend. Yeah, that particular friend. And nothing happened, but as an adult, as a know better, you do better, I just tried not to put my partner in a position where they feel uncomfortable around any of my male friends.
Yeah.
And I tried to do my best, especially like the last relationship I had, because I already know, okay, yeah, y'all are like the ones I like hang out with a lot or whatever. My automatic first rule was, I need you to meet these two, because I don't want you to feel like something going on, or every time you hear me call their name, you feel some type of way, right? Because that happens, you know. And in today's society and social media and everything else, because everyone has had I feel like a lot of people have had the experience where, oh, that's just my best friend. Come to find out,
best friend is more than a friend.
it's more than a friend. Oh, that's my brother. Oh, that's my sister. And da 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 da. Now you have some, it's genuinely like they are friends. But because I have already experienced it, and I thank God that, like, even though I didn't like how certain situations happen when it was you with your partner, or it was Benton with his partner, like, even though I didn't like how certain things happen, or I found out after the fact, I'm happy that it happened, because as a woman, I know how it feels when it's like the guy you're with has a close female friend, and what makes it worse is if she attractive. Because if I feel like you attractive, yeah, no.
First of all, buddy, no. What you mean? Like, I can't have her as a friend?
Yeah, and that's a real thing, because for a woman, like, at the end of the day, just how man could say, I know he wants you. Us females may not be thinking like that, but a man can tell when a man can tell when another man want his woman. I think for females, we could see when a woman, we could tell when a woman want a man. We could see that. Like, and so then that's where the tension comes. That's where the, because I feel like you still have some real women out there. If you really real, it's a hard conversation to have. But hey, listen, I don't want you to feel like I trying to step on your toes or I want your man. No, this is someone who like I grew up with. I genuinely have a real friendship with them. However, I think every party should know their place.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone should know their place.
As long as you could be transparent in it, and literally have nothing to hide or feel like you got to do any backdoor or sneaking around, like within your friendship, there shouldn't be no issues. Keyword shouldn't. Shouldn't,
but I mean for me right now,
just chilling.
I just say, oh babe.
Yeah.
Like it's I'm now don't get me wrong, like I said, like listen, it does get, I try to enjoy when I am single, because like really and truly at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I don't gotta keep reporting no one. I ain't gotta say, oh, I just left from work. Oh, I'm finally home. I don't gotta consider nobody. Like I ain't gotta,
Why is that?
It's like that little.
I see that as a good thing, though.
It is a good. It is a good thing, and that's why I'm saying it now. Like, because like I said, I have, when I was in a actual, like when it was an official like girlfriend boyfriend relationship, it's not that the relationship was bad, but I had 1 or 2 moments where it's like, dang, I gotta, man's not having a be on my phone all day because I talk to you, like, leave me alone.
Well,
like let me be. You know what I mean? But I'm happy for y'all who are in relationships, so like once it making sense, and it's not costing you any stress. It's not, again, relationships have their fights and stuff. Yeah, but once my friends are happy who are in relationships, and yeah, just give me the invitation. I ready to
shake a leg.
I ready to shake a leg, and I ready to give a speech. I ready to open the speech paper and blow the dust off.
Oh boy, it's been that long?
I'm waiting.
Got you.
I'm waiting. But
I point and see who go first.
Alright, probably you. Probably you. But I do wanna come off relationships for a quick second. Like I really wanna get into like you. Like seriously, like I know we like talked about it a little bit in episode 1, but are you okay?
Yeah.
Like truthfully, like are you okay? You're content.
Check the big one. All right, Dr. Phil, come out. No.
How about you know what? Now that we call Dr. Phil with his tissue poking out his pocket.
Hey, good boy, bro.
I want to ask both of you, like, how are both of you doing? Like,
I'll go first.
I've missed y'all niggas, but
You can't say that. I mean, you could, but I'm in a better place now, really and truly. The beginning of this year has been a lot for me mentally. I found myself going deep into isolation, and to keep it a buck, the beginning of this year I was thinking, found myself in a very dark place, but that in itself brought me closer to God, put me in a position where I was fasting more, praying more, like doing the absolute most to try and get things back on track. So I would say that my relationship with God has improved to start the year off. And I feel like that was necessary considering where I was in 2024. But as of right now, I'm in a better place, trying to be more focused. Feel like a fire has been reignited in me to have more of a drive or more discipline towards what it is that I actually want.
yeah.
To stay dedicated, and the word again, discipline, and being consistent in what it is that I actually intend to do. Like not trying, but actually having a plan and trying to execute now, 10 out of 10. But in comparison to where I was to begin the year, I'm in a way better place right now. Fine, because you literally just pop up in perfect time.
But for me, I think I'm good. I think for the past few weeks I've been under a lot of stress, mainly for things I'm trying to get done. But other than that, I think I'm good. I'm just really trying to figure out some things in life and figuring out how I want to move with these next few decisions I have to make.
Decisions? What decisions?
All type of decisions.
I'm scared. I'm nervous.
But
Does it require us hitting the lotto? Someone in here need to hit the lotto. So
honestly,
I just need $2 out of it.
$2 from a lotto win?
yeah, I feel like that's.
So what's up?
Why are you thinking so low of me? I just say $2. That don't literally mean I'm saying $2.
Just making sure.
But yeah, for the most part, I think I'm good. Feeling really good.
Okay.
How about you? How you doing?
I'm here. I'm present. You can sit down. Baby sister is very much like when you guys took your break, I actually recorded a separate video. I started to tell Benton about it. Like, it was just random thoughts. And I was like, being 20 something, I'm now, like I said, coming into grips, like I really do add a lot of pressure to myself. You don't have to settle. I'm in a place of, I feel like I kind of have it figured out, but I don't have it figured out. And for me as a woman, like that's a serious, I feel like that's a serious thing, because you want to be ready, but you just don't know how ready you're supposed to be. You just kind of like, you're just trying to be as ready as you can for whatever it is that comes next. But I'm okay. I think right now I'm just really tired. Like, I actually need to like take a vacation. Like, I feel like I need to like take a couple days off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. Like, tired.
You want to have anything though?
What?
Readiness is a myth. We are never really ready for anything.
We really aren't. Preach the gospel.
We
Go
think
ahead.
we are, we every time it's time to make a next step, we think we are about to prepare ourselves for whatever we need to do. But the reality is,
We are never ready.
We really never know what we're going to do next.
Yep.
And you
That's
never know,
reality.
and then the thing is, you never know what to expect, babe. Like, you could feel like as ready as you could ever be, and then when that comes, it's like, oh, I thought I was prepared for this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, do you go after it, or are you gonna let fear consume you and take you back?
Fear has its ways moving in people's life, especially when it comes to like the initial thought of readiness. To put yourself in a position to say, okay, I got all my ducks lined up in a row. It's time to move. Literally, one thing, one link could pop off a chain and you'd be like, yeah, well, it's time to let this entire thing die. Or you may like feel that initial self-doubt in yourself to be like, okay, well, let me reassess this entire situation off of this one thing.
Yeah.
And then not do it again. And that's an interesting way to like look at life, because as boss said, you ain't gonna never be ready for nothing.
No. And I think that's with any and everything too.
As much as you would want it to make sense.
And that's why I said, like, for 20s, like being in your 20s, I feel like it's a give and take. It's like you're not gonna have everything figured out. Like, they try to tell you enjoy your 20s. Live your life in your 20s. But the way society have you right now is like, babe, you gotta be prepared for this. You need to have this amount in your bank account. You need to already know like what you want, who you want to be with. No. I wish. I mean, for some people, for those of you who do have it like that, and you kind of like have it like all figured out, cool. But at the end of the day, I don't, like I say, not everyone always has it figured out. I sure as hell don't have everything figured out. All I can do is pray that for every time I make a step, I make a move, or I make a decision, and that's with anything, whether it's on my job or church or relationships, friendships, whatever, just kind of just try to go in with like an open mind.
Yeah.
Like that's where I am right now. But really and truly, I need to take a vacation. Like I'm really tired. Y'all laughing like a girl is tired. I'm tired.
Find time for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and regardless of, let's say you don't have time away from work or whatever the case can be, like, even if you find some time to say, go outside, go on the beach, read a book for an hour or two, or like actually just go ahead and plan content in advance. Take time to actually isolate.
But this is the thing, this morning, and that's what I was saying in another video that I did. This morning I went to the beach, like when I got up, like around 7:15, 7:30, I threw on some clothes and I took a towel and I went to the beach. I literally sat there and I just took a deep breath in and a deep breath out, listened to the wave, and the first thing that come off my boat, could you guess? I tired. I took a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and I'm like, I'm tired. And I started to like really vent to the waters, the ocean, like someone sitting in front of me. And I said, like, I'm tired of feeling like some cycles are trying to be repeated, or something's wanting to repeat itself, or I'm tired of feeling like is there like something trying to block something, or like I literally sat on the beach and I started talking out loud because I was just like saying my thoughts out loud. I was talking to myself because I wasn't answering the questions I was asking.
You sure?
Maybe one, but yeah.
That's concerning. So, question to you. I guess to shift the narrative a little bit. Were you going?
Why would you roll out of the camera like that?
Nothing was inconspicuous about that. In regards to, yeah, that's you.
No.
See why you don't roll. In regards to initial content creating, we can say it all because my shirt, my breast was hanging. Right. In regards to initial content creation, right, and putting yourself and your brand out there so publicly, like, do you ever feel the initial fear? Because that's something that we just spoke on. In regards to getting feedback from social media. Like, do you feel fear of whatever you put out there? People may have, obviously they'll have something to say, but like of the negative connotation that may actually come in, that they may say something off guard, even though you may try to be positive, but you may try to put yourself in a position where you come off as someone who is pleasant, or someone who is inspiring, or someone inspirational, and then you just get that one person who's like, well, actually, and just have some negative remark to say.
And to be honest with you, I'm happy you asked me that, because I try to mentally prepare for that at any given day, at any given time. And why I say that too is because I recently, how am I gonna say this? I recently had a situation where I wasn't in a good place with someone, and let's just say things got taken a bit too far, and one of the comments that they were trying to put out there or try to say was something like I'll let their followers know that this is who they really are, or something like that. And so
Y'all dread, dude.
yeah, and so at the end of the day, like I say, I don't try to portray myself as anything but who I am on this camera, because at the end of the day, you can tell when a person's authentic or not. Now, like they say, some people know the disgusting side of me. Some people know me for being disgusting. Some people know me for being stuck up. Some people know me as being the coolest person ever. Some people say, when you get to know her, she actually is pretty cool. You have some, and so I don't run from that. That's why I always tell people, listen, what you see on camera is what you're gonna get in person. But that's if you want to get to know me, and that's if I allow you to get to know me, because some people are not not deserving of getting to know who I am.
Gotcha.
And the people people are, like my mommy said, she don't say wicked, she say they wicked. She say with a V. She say they wicked. Like, people are wicked. People are not nice. And so, you know, some people, like, I rather just
let it roll off the shoulder.
Yeah, like, seriously, because let's be real, I'm like this with y'all, but when I'm at work, you have to be professional. You're still getting off. You have some days where some days gotta roll off your tongue. You really do.
No comment.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I have y'all, and then it's like you have people at work who know you. Some people, to be honest, you have some people at work who say, no, that ain't the nicest person. You have some people say, oh, she can be sometimey.
Yeah.
You have some people like, no, she's actually a cool person. Like, it's a mixture. And to be honest, it's like whatever, and that's the truth.
Do you ever feel yourself being like stuck, let's say, in the code of your content creation?
Yes, all the time. It's always an internal battle. It's always an internal conflict, because it's like, okay, you have to practice what you preach, but even in practicing, but let's be real, even in practicing what you preach, and this is a video, I did a video like this a very long time ago, and I remember saying in the video, even though I try to practice what I preach, sometimes it's still hard and difficult because I'm still human.
Yep.
And you can slip up, and that's just the truth. I could try my best to practice what I preach, but listen, at the end of the day, sometimes.
Got you.
Sometimes. And it's not always easy. And do I feel conviction from it? Yes.
A lot.
And it's worse because, again, even though you may think a lot of people watch you, whatever, at the end of the day, they could try to be like, oh, she just say this, but how come she acting like this now, right? And that's why I always try to, when I do my content and I do videos, I don't just be speaking just to speak for people to hear me. No, when I talk, and it's like, listen, this is what happened. This is the lesson I need y'all to take from it. I may not come out directly and say, I was in this situation, this is how I reacted, but here's the lesson of it. Not all the time I'm going to say it was me. Sometimes it's a personal experience I had. Sometimes it's someone who I know who had the experience, and maybe I just had the conversation with them and they told me. And, you know, because at the end of the day, what I've come to realize with a lot of people, everyone loves to have this hard mouth. Oh, well, if it was me, I would have done just that and the third yet, until it's them.
Yeah, that is them.
And they don't do what they say they was gonna do.
I would never respond in such a way, like if I was to be in that position, and then the minute you actually in that position, you tend to see the true side of.
And you know what? I always think of it was a particular person that I judged before, and I judged them based on what I heard. And this was years ago. I judged them based on what I heard. Right? You hear the stories, whatever, but you're not hearing it from the person. Even though they could be lying, they could be telling the truth. But guess what? Guess who ended up in this very same situation a year or two later? Exactly. I ended up in it, and I said I was wrong to judge them, because just how this happened to me, this probably is what happened to them. So at the end of the day, just don't judge. Don't try not to say. Even when I have, like, my female friends, or, you know, one of my closer female friends, when she would come to me, like, even if it's simple to do with a relationship issue or whatever, before I even say anything, I stop and think to myself, because at the end of the day, us women, we could be women. We may say we could do something, and then we still end up sticking through it. We still end up doing something else. So I think it's like a give or take type of thing. Like, you just gotta weigh it out. But it's just sometimes. It's just sometimes.
Got you. I had a question, but I lost it, so we can take like a brief intermission unless you have something. I genuinely lose it because like everything was kind of flowing.
That's fine. That's completely fine. But the breeze, it feels nice and cool now. I love that for us. Yeah. I love that. This was fun. I'm happy that I finally got you on camera, though.
Fresh out.
I can't wait for the official, when we move away from this brand, and this will be like its own brand one day. Soon. Any other deeper questions you have for me on life, relationships, careers, goals? I asked Bent on this. I'm gonna ask you this. Don't look at him. First of all, what is, because you've known me so long, what is something that you feel like you've noticed changed about me? Like, what is something that you feel like I have grown out of, or you feel like, okay, she's handling it well now? That's the first one. And then the second thing is, what would you like to see more of from me or Azalea?
Okay, first thing off rip, you don't bite no more. She don't bite for you. Right. She anyway, no, but I would say that,
and we are not gonna tell you all of that literally or metaphorically. Continue.
But yeah, she you grew a lot emotionally. And it was never a situation of you like not having emotional stability, but it was like more so you used to rage a little bit, or at least I used to know you to be a rager sometimes. Real. So like you calm down a lot in that regard. You are extremely professional in any aspect, as much as we would like to say. Like literally, who she give y'all on camera is who she is now. But this is not the that we knew. Wow. We almost been in school for 10 years.
Hey, shut up. Shut up for they figure out our age, bro. Shut up.
But this is not the Azalea that we knew from times before.
Hush, Benton. Hush, puppy. Hush.
So your entire demeanor change. You are definitely more calm. You are more accepting of certain things. I wouldn't say BS, but like you have more grace in certain regards. You are professional. I would accrue that to the initial brand. Give it credit. Cheers. Yeah, you literally grew up to be like a grown woman. In a lot of aspects, a lot of things shifted. You're more breasts.
It's the sun. It's the sun.
But yeah, in a lot of aspects, your entire demeanor shifted. Your attitude shifted. The way you speak, the way that you actually present yourself and interact with people. Like you are extremely professional in what it is that you do. So yeah, that's the way you shifted. In regards to what I would like to see, I feel like even in regards to myself, I don't know, I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? As if I'm not eligible to speak on certain things as yet. I realize God put us in positions where we can depend on each other. Well, that too, but like we go through things to learn things so that we can speak on things. And all of that is like a test and trial and error period, so that you can learn from the experience in order to be able to speak on the experience. Would I say things get perfect for you from here on out? That's my prayer, really and truly. But life have its way of teaching you things.
Don't make me cry.
We won't do that.
Don't make me cry.
But life has its way of teaching us things. Paperboy, do it and free him. But yeah, life has its way of teaching us things and putting us through situations so that, if not for your current fan base now, but those to come, the younger generation of people who would actually see this one day and be like, oh, wait, I know what? Oh, I know him from Foresight. Yeah, I had a voice. I had a brand. Sorry. But yeah, like to see you and be like, yeah, I know her, or I know her life experience, or I know the things that she used to speak on, and literally, the one thing I can say, everybody living the same life. In some different way, shape, or form, everybody going through the same thing. So it's like,
nothing is new under the sun, like they say.
So if your experience able to help someone out there, continue to push yourself within that regard. Don't think that nothing you put out there goes unnoticed. Everything goes, like literally, everyone notices everything. Spirit takes in what it needs to take in. If someone could pick up on your message, or someone could watch your video and be like, hey, this changed my life one day, you would have an impact on one particular person as opposed to the entire audience. And that would make a significant difference in their life. So
You want me crying in front of these people?
please stop.
Am I supposed to be big gangsters? You want me?
Soft really. Stop.
Honestly.
But, yeah. Just
because I've now have that, I seriously now have taken on this mentality. It is not being bitter, but I see every getting better now, but I've seriously now taken on the mentality now with a lot of things, and that mentality is seriously like, babe, it is what it is. And it's not and it's not a bad mentality, but it's not good either.
It's not good.
Because it can be interpreted. We're supposed to be closing up, but it's supposed to be, because some people can interpret the it is what it is mentality as like F this.
Being nonchalant. Yeah.
Nonchalant. And I remember saying to my friend, and I said, you know, I had to take on the it is what it is mentality, because I am a person who feels emotion. I am very in tune with my feelings. So if I feel angry, I'm going to be angry. If I am sad, I'm going to feel sad. And sometimes to stop me from raging or getting really upset, or to prevent myself from caring so much, I literally have to say, babe, it is what it is. It happened, and now it's just like, feel the emotions you need to feel and just get over it.
On that note, in regards to having the it is what it is mentality, right? Do you feel yourself like internalizing things a lot? What's the word? Compartmentalizing. Nah, Dr. Phil, encyclopedia, people boy. Resume long. Anyway, do you feel yourself like internalizing or compartmentalizing? We good? Lovely. Do you feel yourself like doing that a lot within yourself, to like say, just get over the hump and then leave it at that? Especially like considering the fact that you are single, or you don't have like a partner to actually go ahead and vent to. You'd probably still talk to either of us to say, hey, this is what I got going on, and it's kind of heavy on me right now. And part B to that question would be, do you find yourself isolating a lot? Like going into hiding and going into your moments of silence and then coming back out stronger?
Yeah, so I do internalize a lot of things now, because to me it's like, some things just aren't worth talking about, even though people say you shouldn't internalize a lot of things, that you should let it out, journal, go see a therapist, stuff like that. Yeah, you should do all those things, but certain things you just, and like I say, go and seek, like if you're a person, like I have nothing against seeing like a therapist, going to a psychologist, whatever, go ahead and do it. But from a surface level, like how you're asking it, yeah, I do internalize a lot of things. I really do, because it's like, who do you trust? Who can you trust? Who can you go to? And then, you know, and like you touched on, like even like how, like in a relationship wise and stuff like that, like that's a serious thing, because even when you get in a relationship, right, and people think it's a joke, but it's a serious thing. You get to know the person, you get close to them, you start to open up, and then it don't work out. Then it's like, damn.
All that in vain.
All of that in vain. What a waste of time. And then, but then it's like, it's not a waste, because it was just for that time in that season, right? What was the other part of the question?
Do you find yourself isolated?
I feel like I am very intentional when I do decide to go and isolate, because it's needed. That is how I refresh, regenerate, rejuvenate, try to realign myself. That's how I try to like just get my mind back in the state that it needs to be in, if that makes sense.
So do you find yourself growing in isolation?
It's a practice. I feel like, look at how Jesus did it, where he had a time where he made sure he took time to isolate from everyone and everything, and took time for himself. I feel like that is very important to do, and I feel like that's something you have to practice, and you should do it. I get tired being around people all the time. People always say, yeah, you was a people person, yeah, this and that. I say, yeah, I basically get tired of y'all too. right? But yes, I do isolate, and sometimes it feels good. It feels good. Like, because to me, it's like, it's needed. Like, I have come to realize, like, for me, it is needed. When things start to feel or become too much, like, I isolate. Someone took away Netflix privileges. So my isolation is looking a little different these days.
Why
But,
would
you
they
know,
do that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because the fees went up or...
Let's look at the camera real quick. Whoever you may be, this is there. I pointing at you. Whoever you may be. Why would you do that? Netflix. I cancel my Netflix. Netflix, we could do something with that, please. Like Willie and Julie. Like, y'all was doing fine. And then y'all bring wrestling. Exactly. And y'all don't even have no good shows for real. Have to use a VPN to watch good shows? That's illegal. I will never use a VPN to watch shows. I just unsubscribe from Netflix. We have other alternatives. HBO Max. 10 out of 10. Prime Video. No, I need to change about the HBO Max.
They're using every different industry now, so it can't be just HBO Max.
Boom, McCloud.
Anyway, we're moving away from the point.
Yeah. Netflix, don't count your days. You have 7 good days. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I ain't come here for that part.
Oh.
Really.
The point, hold on. Back to what I was really saying. The point is, my isolation is intentional. I try to make it intentional. Now, sometimes, like I said, like, no one really noticed. Like last weekend, I had my phone off majority of last weekend because I didn't want no one call me. I didn't want no one text me because I just was like, I just want to be alone.
You look too strong now for me just now.
You are so silly in this camera.
No, but I want to get back in on that part in particular because...
It's not like we need to do a part 3, but that one will be specifically for the 3 of us. I'm just saying, but go on.
No, because when it comes to isolation, it's important to know the battles in life, right? It's important to know a personal battle. It's important to know the Lord's battle, and it's important to know community battle, right? Something.
There's that key word again, community.
Some things are meant for us to fight alone, and that's because some things we won't figure out, but people like being there to be held the crutch on. Some things we have to figure out what we are capable of. Some things we need the Lord to just deal with on His own. And some things we need people to say, hey, I have this problem. I don't know where to go from it. Maybe you don't have expertise in certain things. And that's where community comes in. But it's important to know which battle you're fighting and where do you face it from there.
And know who's in your village and who's the correct one in the village to go to. Because, again, me and you spoke about it in our episode, and I'll say it again, like, once the 3 of us drifted, like I think all of us, because like I said, I became very dependent, codependent, or is it dependent? I became kind of like dependent on both of them because I knew they were always there. So anything I needed or needed help with, they was there. But like once things shifted and life became life.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. You know, they found their wives and everything, manifesting it. Like I seriously had to, like who was doing? Who just handed out the camera? What? I seriously had to figure out. I had to figure out things on my own. Like I learned to handle, and I think that's another reason why, when something is wrong, I've come to that. It just is what it is.
Yeah, that's a scary place to be, though. Like I get it, really and truly, I get it, but that's a scary place to be. Being so, let's say, defeated, right? Being so defeated to the point where you just give up on everything and be like, it don't really matter no more. That's you settling within yourself. You have to think of it like that. Yeah,
because it's almost like you're losing hope.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, there are times where I felt like, I'm losing hope in this. I'm losing hope in that. Again, that's why I said the thing like with my parents. Like I look at that and it's just like, okay. Then you get into a relationship and then it's like, okay. And then, again, like Lord, this could be a whole episode by itself. Like I started to tell Orchid, like, I feel like because of how certain relationships like ended, like kind of like abruptly, for me it's like that kind of puts a little bit of trauma in there.
Yeah.
It really does put some type of drama. It really does. And for me, like, my girlfriend just told me the other day, she was like, you are beautiful, you are worthy. Like, you know, like she literally had to like speak life into me. Like, we was in my car because I broke down in the car because I just was like, I know.
Paper boy.
I good. I good. You know, like I was just like, I know. You know, so that's why I always would tell, like, again, ladies in your 20 somethings, know your value, know your worth. Be with someone who actually values you. And like I told someone the other day, I don't just, okay, like when you, the first penny.
I get it.
You know, the first thing with people is, you know, the first sight of attraction is when you see someone, so you become physically attracted, right? Mm-hmm. But then I don't want to be looked at in lust.
Sure.
I don't want you to just say, yeah, she got shape. You look at it like Juicy Bungie and
Red ink. Yeah.
Mango. Right? But seriously, like, you want someone who sees past that, who sees your genuine heart, like, despite what you may have done in your past, or you're not perfect, like, you want someone who sees you for you. And it's like, babe, I don't care what I take in my chances on this one, and I don't want to mess this up. It won't be perfect all the time.
Nope, but everything in life is a risk.
Exactly.
So it's either you risk it and be happy at the end of the day, you risk it and you have a great life.
So uncle, if you watching this,
DM pop-up radio. that's the lower third.
But guys, I think that we have run out of time once again. But sorry that we rambled, but life is lifing right now.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. So, Jodysee, my final question to you is, what's your vibe today?
What do you mean? What does she mean by that? What song I feeling right now?
Oh, how you feeling?
How you feeling? What's your vibe?
I'm so cool right now.
So you have cool vibes today.
Cool vibes.
Chill vibes. So it's cool, but yours is cool vibes.
Be cool. So cool right now.
We have cool vibes.
Yeah, we can go in that off camera. But I'm so cool right now.
He has cool vibes. Good. So you have cool vibes today. I love that for you. So guys, this will be the end of this episode. It was quite fun having Jodysee on, the infamous Jodysee. We did have Benton who popped in and kind of like crashed our course, but that's okay. He almost fell just now. But guys, I will see you all in another episode. Who knows who I will bring on next? It'll be interesting. So keep blooming. I love you all. Jodysee, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
No, I'm great. Toodles.
Bye. Mwah. Follow us on everything. Links in the description. Bye.